Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Time to shed the light on Navy men's swimming as great things, of course, as expected at the Patriot League Championships for the Navy swimmers. Luke Johnson joins us. And, you guys have amazing competition in that room, in that water, every single day. You go back and look through the years at the great swimmers that Navy has had here. How do you all make sure you live up to that reputation each and every day?
We look back at the guys from class of 16, class 17, Tom Duvall, Marlon Bruckowitz, we look up to them. But really, it's like from our upper class because they were in our shoes once, and they had like those upper class to look up to, and now we're the ones that we look up to them. So it's just passing on of traditions and legacies and the work ethic and the brotherhood from class to class. I know that my class will do that with the plebes next year. And I think that's what really just keeps the ball rolling every single year.
Now, obviously, like most swimmers, you have terrific success before you get here. But what is the change like accepting coaching, and more importantly, accepting leadership from your peer group inside the room, because that's obviously stressed at such a high level here?
Yeah, so I guess like coming into here, you're not really used to the coaching and whatnot. But it's kind of in line with the whole Navy mission is that you need to adapt to your environment. So everyone has a different leadership style with the coaches, different practice styles, whatnot. Again, it's just we're with each other so often. It's really just the time that we put in with one another is that just over the time is when you just learn more and more about each other, about the team, and like how to adapt to each situation.
I was going to say, how much does that help you during the course of a long season? I mean, when you think about it, from when you all start to when you finish, even what you do from an out-of-season training standpoint, how much do some of those people inside that room at some point help you along? Because there's going to be some days where you show up where maybe you don't necessarily feel it quite that much that day.
Oh,
but
sure.
You see everybody else working hard in the room. Is that what drives you during the course of a long year?
Absolutely. You can't expect yourself to be 100% every single day, but you can expect someone in that pool to be 100%. And the fact that most of the time you have guys around you who want to be at 100%, that's what gets you there. We go in every single we almost have every single mornings, every single afternoon. Yeah, people get bad attitudes sometimes, but you just cracking jokes, laughing, enjoying ourselves. Again, we don't want to resent the sport, and that's like one of the biggest things about swimming that a lot of people fall into is resenting the sport because of how much work you have to put in. But being with the brothers, being with my guys, that's what makes it worth it. Because I know that they're willing to give it all, not just for themselves but for each other.
What's it like to look around that room and just see so much success? I mean, and obviously, I've covered you all for years now, and I know how dominant you all have been. But when you look inside that room and see how dominant this team is over all of its chief rivals in the league, what's it like to observe all of that and see such quality every single day?
Yeah, so it is easy to look at just the team, like at the end of the season, wow, how much success that we have brought to ourselves. But what's even more humbling is just seeing it on the day-to-day, is that every single year, starting in August, we're not necessarily at that point, but seeing every single day us get better. We compete against each other. We take down one team after another. We get to Army. We win that. We go into a training trip, just that eventual build-up. It's a long, long process, and it's very, very humbling to be part of that and just to watch that the entire team reach such a success. So I'd say it's a day-to-day
You've had a
thing.
chance now to compete both places. What's the difference between competing, obviously, in the wonderful facility you all have here, and then having to go up to Army, and obviously that's a unique pool that they have up there. What are the differences in competing at each place?
Well, what's interesting is that I feel like we have a really, really good Navy support from our family and from our people back here. So I felt like there are more people cheering for Navy at the Army meet than there were Army people cheering for Army when it's at our pool. So I think that just comes from like we have a very good support here at the yard, and also parents, and then also I think it's just a cultural thing. People know what we do. People want to see how we perform, and people want to come out to that. So when it's here, it's electric. They don't have to mids don't have to travel 3 hours to go to West Point, but they're
Well, I
able
know
to walk
Rowdy,
here.
Rowdy Gaines and I broadcast the
yeah.
meet here, and I mean both times that we've done it now. I mean that place is unbelievable. Can you feel that even, when you're on the edge of the pool and getting ready to, begin an event? Can you feel that electricity, and how much does that help you even before you hit the water?
Absolutely, yeah. I will never forget my first Army Navy meet. I remember the first relay we went 1, 2, 3 against them. I almost passed out, and then I realized, well, shit, I have another. I have an event in 5 minutes I have to go do. But again, like it's almost like drinking caffeine. It gets you jacked up. It gets you a little bit tingly. Your brain's kind of scrambling over there, but you take a deep breath. When you hit that water, you're just willing to put everything on the line, and it's just great. It's awesome.
Obviously, now for your success, you've set pretty good tone for yourself in the 1650, winning it in back-to-back years. Ironically, this year you look up, Thomas Ottman's done a pretty good job in that event. Time-wise, you look at the distance between you. How'd you close that gap and obviously get the victory for a second straight year?
I really gotta give it to again my teammates. They're the ones that push me every single day. I don't come into practice every single day, like necessarily with my best game face on, but I know that they wanted to push me just like I wanted to push them. So it's a day-to-day grind. Ryan Waters, who's swimming in the same heat as me, he's my training partner. We push each other. We want to see how far that we can go. And again, just also even give a shout out to Tom Ottman. Like he was a great competition for me. We've gone back and forth. Army Navy, our freshman year, like he beat me in the 500, and then we came to the Patriots freshman year. Then we raced down again in the mile. Then this year, again, battling in the 500 in the mile. It's just nice to always have that competition. Great guy.
I was going to say, nothing like a rivalry to motivate you a little bit, though.
Rivalries I think that's really what the best thing about swimming is. Mano y mano, 1v1, you guys going out there, and then just seeing who comes out on top. But as long as you keep it healthy, keep it friendly,
Oh, sure.
I think it's great.
I'll let you out on this. How do you sense where your best competitor is in the pool more often than not, especially if he's not right next to you? How do you keep focus on going where you got to go, but also maybe knowing where your chief competitor is?
For sure. I always got to keep my goggles are usually actually kind of designed so I can see the left and right of me. I can usually get a pretty good gauge about where someone is, how far away they are. But I think the biggest thing is that I'm one of the swimmers. I have to swim my own race. If I get too concerned about who the guy on the left or right of me doing, then I just get too worked up. I burn out and whatnot. But if I swim my own race, I know I'm going to be swim my fastest. And, hey, if you get to the last 50 and it's a head-to-head race, like, we're going. It's just how it's going to go. But
all right. Keep up the good work. That's 2 for 2 now in 1650. You got 2 more years to go with this thing for our man Luke Johnson, the sophomore out of Mecklenburg, North Carolina. Joining us here on the Navy Sports Magazine.